We're on the air. All right, welcome back to Lamesa. We are quickly underway, and of course, when you leave everything sitting idle for a little bit, we had some things go to sleep and had a hard time waking back up talking about software. And anyways, we're up and running. You just missed a bloop single there from leadoff hitter Paisley Carby in game number 3. It's game number 3, the area round of the playoffs, best of 3 series. Now game number 3 between Stanton and Shallowater. We were told 7:45 start time, and we got underway a couple minutes ago, so about 10 minutes ahead of schedule, but trying to get game number 3 underway. And here's one hit back up to Baker. She went to second, and she's safe. She was trying to get the lead runner, and instead Carby is safe at first. Aguirre
now batting number 3, Williams.
On first base. Carby at second. Nobody away here. So the Phillies won the toss after game 2. They're the home team here in game number 3. Mariah Williams, second baseman at the plate. She was 1 for 4 and scored a run in game number 2. She hits this one to Kaylee at second. Kaylee gets the tag and the out to turn the double play. So nice play from Kaylee Olivo.
Now batting number 2, Campos.
Abby Campos comes to the plate now with 2 away, but a runner at third base. Carby at third. Campos was 2 for 3. She had 4 RBIs, scored 2 runs, and also walked twice in game number 2. And what was a 14-9 win for Stanton. They got 8 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Stanton did to blow this game open. It was 14-6 going to the 7th. The Phillies got 3 in the 7th to make it 14-9. Cambry Baker, who pitched 2 2/3 innings in relief there in game number 2, will start this game. She gave up 8 hits, 10 runs, 4 of them earned. She walked 6 and struck out 3 in her 2 2/3. She's behind in the count here, 2-1, but 2 away thanks to Olivo's double play. And I think everybody from Shallowater thought that was strike 2 on the outside corner, but it's 3-1. For Campos, and she hits this one to Kaylee. Kaylee up with it to Natalie. So they get some runners on. The first 2 runners get on, but a double play, and then the 4-3 put out for Olivo to end it. And a nice inning for Cambry Baker and the Phillies to get started here in game number 3. We'll take a quick break and then come right back here on the Shallowater Sports Network. Welcome back to Joe Spikes Field here in Lamesa. It's game number 3 of this area round contest between the Stanton Lady Buffs and your Shallowater Phillies. Phillies won game 1 last night, 7-4. Stanton won game 2, 14-9 here just a few minutes ago, and now getting started with game number 3. The Phillies, the home team again like they were in game number 1. Stanton got the first 2 runners on, 2 hits, but they leave them on the bases. No errors, no runs scored, and now we go to the bottom of the first inning, and Brindley Currington trying to get the number to see who. We didn't get a new lineup. That looks like number 8, Liliana Rodriguez. She threw 180 pitches in a game 1 loss, 6 innings. She pitched all 7 here. 9 hits, 9 runs, 4 of them earned. She walked 5 and struck out 9 in game number 2. She is starting game number 3 too. So what an effort from Liliana Rodriguez from Stanton to try to carry this Stanton team to the regional quarterfinals. That's what's on the line here in game 3. A 2-0 count for Brindley, and she lines it down the left field line. She pulls it foul. Brindley was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. She also walked in game number 2. Yeah, we're back at it fast and furious. Started about 10 minutes sooner than what we thought we were going to. We were making some notes, and we turned some stuff off. We were trying to save batteries on the camera, on the mics, and we, before we know it, they're getting ready to start. And there was no kind of an announcement. We were told tentatively 7:45. That's what I thought. That's what was confirmed when we went downstairs. And then I think it was 7:38 technically when we started. We ate before we got here, and they in the PA booth right next to us, they've got Bush's chicken, and it smells amazing. But we got some Skittles to hold us over. Here's one in the gap to left center field. Brindley is rounding first. She will stand up at second, so a leadoff double for Brindley Currington. Good start to game number 3 here for the Fillies. Trying to reset. Jaden Luna, who had a huge game 1, 2 for 4 with a 3-run homer, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. She was 0 for 4 in game number 2. She did come in to score a run, though. One 1-0 count for Jaden. Looks at ball 2. So Liliana Rodriguez, who has thrown a lot of pitches over the last 2 days. Got a big knee brace on her right knee, and if anything, she's at least fatigued, maybe starting to feel it out there. She seemed to work a lot slower in game 2 than she did in game 1. She gets a swing and a miss there for strike 1. Man, that chicken smells good next door. Like I said, we ate when we got to Lamesa before game 2, but man, we just went down and got Skittles. So Zach and I are going to try to make it to the end of this game on some Skittles. I forgot my sweet tart. I had sweet tarts for game number 1 and forgot those, but 2-2 count here for Jaden. She pops this one up. It's going to be, it was a fair ball, but it rolls foul. So I thought it might be trouble there for the catcher. They just let it roll out of bounds, roll into foul territory. Completely artificial surface. Nice looking turf at this facility, but it took a good jump off the turf there and bounce foul. So we'll have another 2-2 pitch from Rodriguez to Luna. Brindley Currington standing on second base. That one outside. Push the count full now. Three-two on the way. Strike 3 for Rodriguez. She had 9 strikeouts in game number 2. There's the first one.
Now batting, number 8.
Here in game number 3. Emma Davis was 2 for 3, scored a run, had an RBI, also walked in game 2. And she drives the first pitch right down the left field line. Brindley coming around third, she'll score. Emma is going to end up at second base. The throw almost into the Phillies dugout. Emma hustles around to third. Stand-up double for Emma Davis. She advances on the throw to third base. Another RBI, another base hit for the senior Emma Davis. The Phillies on the board here first. 2 hits and a run across. I will say that was a pretty good adjustment. Emma's ripped a couple of them right down the left field line, and now we have a substitution out in left field. Okay, so let's see. That is number 24, Marissa Vasquez. So they're just switching it out. Marissa Vasquez was the designated hitter. Now she's out in left field. But they were playing Emma right down the line. I mean, she was there, I thought, for sure, an easy double. And then, until it got away from her, I think Emma might have stayed at first base, but kind of booted the ball there in the corner. It got away from her, and Emma second, and then the third, or the error on the throw. I mean, this one, a bloop single. It was trouble out in right field. That one probably would have been the right fielder's ball on a calm day, but the wind, like we talked about in game 2, blowing across the field from the right field pole towards the third base line, or first, yeah, no, through, okay, let me start over. Right field pole, third base line. The wind's blowing across the screen right to left, and that pushed it into shallow center field. A line drive in the scorebook for Phoenix. And there's a line drive base hit right up the middle for Jordan Medina. Phillies cooking early here.
Now batting, number 4, Baker.
Four hits already in this inning and 2 across. That was strike number 1 for Cambry Baker. Cambry came in 2 2/3 of relief. She started this game. She hits that one up the middle for a single. They're going to have to hold. Phoenix heads up play. Kind of, that ball was hit right at her. She had to pause to make sure she didn't get hit by the ball, but really took away any chance she had of scoring. But it advances everybody. 3 singles in a row now for the Phillies. 5 hits on the inning, and they're loaded for Kaylee Olivo, the 7-hole hitter for the Phillies. She was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored in game 2. She showed bunt, but that pitch was inside, so she backs out. And it's 1-0. So the Phillies with a chance to jump out to a nice lead here in the first. They've already plated 2, just 1 away for Kaylee, and that one up and away. So 2-0 now for Kaylee Olivo. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the first inning of game 3 in this area contest. The winner advances to the regional quarterfinals, gets another gold glove to put in the trophy case, and then gets the winner of this, of the area round matchup between Bushland and Presidio. They played in Greenwood tonight. That game should be over. That one, trouble in center field. They're going to get an out at second base. Camry had to hold up. Didn't know if they were going to catch it. So Olivo reaches on the fielder's choice. Cambry out at second, but an RBI.
Now batting, number 17, Johnson.
As Phoenix Navajar came in to score, Jordan advances to third, and Olivo replaces Camry Baker at first base. So 2 away now. So tough break for Camry on the bases, but she had to hold up, and the wind is messing with anything that gets hit up in the air. Here's one for Desire to the left side, 5-3, but it pulls the first baseman off the bag. So an error there, we'll say E5.
Now batting, number 1, Taro.
Depending, I don't know how they'll score that one in Game Changer. May give Des credit for a hit. Jordan comes in to score, 4 across now. Oh, 1 here for Gabby. Popped up, and it will get into the bleachers. The wind helped that one. I think the catcher, Abby Campos, thought she had a chance at that, and she probably did, and the wind just blew that one over the screen. just got over the net, landed in the stands actually, so it didn't even hit the canopy over these grandstands. Nice play by Campos behind the plate to keep that one in front of her, keep the runners at first and second. This one fouled back. So Desire at first. Olivo out at second base. And a 1-2 count with 2 away here for Gabby Caro. Gabby was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored in game number 2. Just a couple of hours ago, or started a couple of hours ago, ended about 40 minutes ago. So another 1-2 on the way from Rodriguez, starting her 3rd game in a row in this series. That one's outside for 2-2. 2-2-2. Gabby, the 9th Philly to come to the plate here in the bottom of the 1st inning. That one's inside. We have 3-2. They have 2-2. Now they fixed it on the board. 3-2, full count. And there's a foul ball on the left side. So we'll do it again. Full count, 2 outs. Phillies with 4 across already. On 5 hits here in the 1st inning. A good start for these Phillies in game 3. The best of 3 contest, and that's ball 4 to turn the order over. Gabby on first now. Kaylee trots to third. Desire at second. And now Brinley Currington with her 2nd at bat. She led off with a double and came in to score. Bases loaded for Brinley Currington, who was 2 for 4, had 2 RBIs, scored 2 runs, and walked in game number 2. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up to first base, and that's out number 3. So 4 runs on 5 hits. They do leave them loaded, but the Phillies are off to a good start. They lead 4-0 after 1 here in winner-take-all game 3. We'll take a quick break, but be back with more Philly softball here on the Shallow Water Sports Network. Welcome back to Joe Spikes Field here in Lamesa. Game number 3 of this area round tilt between the Phillies and the Lady Buffs from Stanton. Phillies won 7-4 last night in game number 1, a 14-9 win in game number 2 for Stanton. And here we are in game number 3, but a good start for the Phillies. Camry Baker got out of some early trouble in the first, put up a 0. The Phillies plate 4 in the bottom of the first, and now 5, 6, 7 coming to the plate with Aubrey Villa leading the way. She was 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs and scored 2 runs in game number 2. Ball 1 there. Pops this one into shallow right field. It looked like Desire was calling off Kaylee, but the wind pushed it back into Kaylee. Kaylee ended up catching that one. Anything that goes high up in the air is going to be high drama here. The wind is messing with it a lot. So out number one here in the second.
Now batting number
Allie Glover coming to the
number
plate,
6
the third
forward.
baseman. She was 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run scored in that game number 2. That one outside for ball 1. That one was on the turf for ball 2. So 2-0 count, one away for the 6-hole hitter. That one just misses the outside corner. And it's 3-0. Cambry takes him off of that, puts it right down the middle, and that's a base hit into center field.
Now batting number
A
12,
one-out single
Ari
for
Vasquez.
Glover, and now Ari Vasquez, the shortstop, to the plate. She was 1 for 3, scored 2 runs in game number 2. She also had the best offensive night of any of the Lady Buffs in game number 1 last night. She was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and scored a run. This one fouls to the right side on top of the Stanton dugout to even the count. So the winner of this one will take on either Bushland, the champion out of District 1, or Presidio, the runner-up from District 4. Good stop by Brindley. That one was on the turf. And Brindley stabbed it to keep the runner at first base. And that game between Presidio and Bushland was at Midland Greenwood. I don't know if that was delayed or not earlier. I know some weather went through there. I feel like it was still east of Midland. What we saw as we were driving into town looked like it was making its way into Big Spring already, but I know they got some rain, so I don't know if Greenwood has a turf field or not, but they could still be playing if they got off to a late start. But you might expect that game to be over by now. So we'll see if we can find out maybe before the end of the night who the Fillies or the Lady Buffs might be playing in the regional quarterfinal rounds. Right now, focused here on game number 3, just trying to get that Gold Glove trophy in hand before you think about anything else. Full count here, and it's through the left side, past the diving Davis and Medina. As you see, Gabby's visor fly off. The wind has not died down at all. So back-to-back singles here with 1 out.
Now
Glover
batting
at
number
second,
24, Marissa
Ari Vasquez at first, and now Marissa Vasquez coming to the plate. She scored 3 runs. But she came in to play left field out of her designated hitter spot a little while ago. Runners on first and second, 1 away here in the top of the second inning. In game number 3, this one up the middle. Emma can't get it. Gabby comes over from left field, throws it home. The runners are going to advance on the throw. Glover comes in to get Stanton on the board. Ari Vasquez goes first to third. Marissa Vasquez now at second.
Now batting number 15, Almagar.
They both advance on the throw off the single. So 3 hits in the inning, back-to-back singles for Stanton, and they have plated a run to cut into that Philly deficit. It's 4-1 now, still just 1 away, and it's a 1-0 count for Alyssa Almagar. She drives this one into deep left field, going back off the top of the wall. The field will hold it, but she's going to drive in too. Both of the Vasquez girls come in to score. 2 RBI double for Alyssa Almagar. And just
Now
like that,
batting
it's
number
4-3.
Cardi.
Still just 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. 4 hits now in this inning. Or excuse me, we're top of the second inning. I'm used to saying that. They were the home team in game number 2. They're the visiting team now. There's a single and hit number 5 here in the second inning. That was Carby, the leadoff hitter. Just poked it into left field, but
Now
Jaden
batting
looked like she
number
was gonna,
5,
or she might come
Aguirre.
up and catch it, so Almagar stayed at second. She was kind of frozen. So runners at first and second now for Zoe Aguirre, the left fielder. She scored a run in game number 2. Swings at the first pitch, drives it into right field. Desire's there for out number 2. She throws it in to Brindley. And they're gonna get Carby trying to advance to second base. So some confusion on the field because I think one umpire was calling time at third base. The second base umpire is saying, no, we're out. Both of the Lady Buffs standing on second and third. So if time's called, I would expect Carby to have to go back to first. You can't advance when time's called. If she has second base, she did not get second base. She was out by a mile at second base.
Now batting number 3, Williams.
Yeah, she's got to go back to first base. She's got to go back to first base. Or no, she's out and 2 away. No, they're calling the out in the outfield. So if she's not the third out at second base, she should be at first, because if they're going to say she was safe because time was called, I don't understand what's happening here, but if I didn't have a headset on, I'd be yelling down at the umpire like, hey, she's got to go back to first base. I don't understand. And there's a hit into right field, and that's going to score that run from second base. I don't understand that at all. So really confused about what the call was there.
Now batting number 2, Campos.
But Carby comes in to score. She should not have been at second base. She should have been the third out. If anything, she should have gone back to first. Here's a hit to second base. Olivo with the 4-3 put out. But 5 in the top of the second. And I'm telling you, I don't think that 5th one should have been that 5th run should have been at first base. I don't really understand how she was allowed. If she wasn't called out, she shouldn't have been at second base. She should have been at first base. Time was called, and she wasn't out. She should have been at first base. Maybe that's what Brindley is now talking to the umpire about. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll come right back. back to Lamesa. We're discussing what happened there in the top of the second. I'm pretty adamant that it should be 4-4. There's a quick hit, an error at first base. Actually, I would say E5 on the throw. So Jaden Luna leading off the second inning for the Phillies. Reaches on error. And ends up on second base. They got 4 runs on 5 hits. They left 3 on base. They left them loaded. And I think Stanton's head coach wants interference on Jared Gray at first base, because I saw the right fielder was trying to back up the throw, and Jared Gray was backing up trying to get out of the way of the first baseman and ran into her. So now the umpire's discussing. The right fielder is sitting down, and it's somebody from the training staff going to look. And they're going to say she gets to stay at second base. Gosh, I'm still upset about what happens in the top of the second. I feel like the umpires really messed that one up. I don't understand really why time was called at third base. And so Carby was running from first to second, was out by a mile at second base, but they say, no, she's not out because time was called at third, but you can't advance when time's called, so she should have been at first base. And then the next batter comes up, gets a hit. She scores from second when she should have been at first. I think it should be 4-4. Or she should have been the third out of the inning, and it should be 4-3. Either way, I feel like that was mishandled, and they just quickly moved on. Either way, Stanton gets 5 in the second on 6 hits.
Now batting, number 8, Davis.
And now Emma Davis coming to the plate with Jaden Luna at second base. Aubrey Villa got some attention from the trainer out in right field, but she appears to be okay. Emma swings at the first pitch, goes up the middle. Throw brings first baseman off the bag. She tags Emma up the line. Jaden will advance to third base.
Now batting, number 16, Navarro.
So one away here, runner in scoring position for Phoenix Navajar. Phoenix was 0 for 3 in game 2 with a walk. She was 2 for 4 in game 1 with a double and 2 RBIs. Had a huge 2 RBI single with 2 outs in the 4th. Some big time insurance for the Phillies right now. It's 5-4 here in the bottom of the second. I'm just gonna have to get over what happened in the top half, move on, keep playing. Still really confused about what happened. There wasn't very much discussion, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. We'll move on here, bottom of the second. Phoenix Navajar doubled and came around to score in the first inning where the Phillies sent 10 to the plate. She's ahead in the count here, 2-1. That one, the drive down the right field line, that's an RBI. She's gonna stay at first base. Another RBI single for Phoenix Navajar, and she has tied this game.
Now batting, number 14, Medina.
So far, 1 run on a hit and an error for the Phillies. Navajar at first base now with Jordan Medina at the plate. She had an RBI single in her first at bat. Also came in to score the 4th run for the Phillies in that first inning. She's ahead in the count here, 1-0. What a gutsy performance from Liliana Rodriguez in the circle for Stanton. She has pitched every inning for Stanton in this series, and that one gets away from the shortstop. She'll reach on error, E6 there. And now Medina at first. Navahar
Now
at
batting,
second.
number 4, Baker.
And Camry Baker comes to the plate. She singled in her first at bat here in game 3. Swings at one, up in the zone. She has had a hard time figuring out Rodriguez. Rodriguez has had her off balance. Swing and a miss there. Oh, 0-2 for Baker, one away. In the bottom of the second, she pokes that one in the left field, will get down. And that will load the bases. Another single for Camry Baker.
Now batting, number 7.
Phoenix at third, Jordan at second, Camry at first, and Kaylee Olivo, who reached on a fielder's choice earlier. She was 2 for 4 in game number 2 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. Another big opportunity here with one away. Olivo in the box now. With the bases loaded here in the bottom of the second, we might see a lot of crooked numbers here in game number 3. She showed bunt and pulls back though, takes strike number 1. Kaylee pops this one up in the air. First baseman coming in to make a play, and it hits the turf. But they've got a chance to get the force at the plate, and she goes for the tag. She didn't have to get the tag, she just needed to step on the plate. She went for the tag, and Phoenix gets in under it. Heads up play by Phoenix to get in under the tag. Oh no, they're gonna call it infield fly?
Now batting, number 17, Johnson.
So they did call an infield fly, so they got the out for Olivo. So you can advance on an infield fly, but I didn't know they were going to call her out. I didn't see anybody signal an infield fly, but I was looking more at home plate, wasn't looking out. That's the umpire's call out at second base. Zach is confirming that, yes, he was calling it. He had his hand up in the air, so a quick call on the infield fly. So out number 2. So kind of one of those rare plays where you get an infield fly, but then you see Phoenix come in and score after that one hit the turf. Jordan did advance to third. Camry is on second as Desire Johnson in 1 for 3 in game number 2. She reached on air, drives that one into right field. It's down for a hit, and 2 more RBIs for Johnson. Big 2-out hit into right field. Dina and Baker come in to score. Four runs on 3 hits now, and Gabby Caro up again to the plate. She walked in her first plate appearance. Looks at strike number 1 there. Just 2 errors in this inning on, and that one a line drive right down the line, but right at third base, and Allie Glover snags it. She was hugging the line and went right at her. So well hit ball, just an atom ball for Gabby, allowed out for out number 3, but the Phillies send 8 to the plate in the second inning. They get 4 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and they now have an 8-5 lead after 2 innings played here in game 3. We'll take a quick break, but be back with more Phillies softball here on the Shallow Water Sports Network. Welcome back to Littlefield here. Game number 3 in this best of 3 series. Emma Davis is back in the circle for the Phillies. Cambry Baker came on in relief, pitched 2 2/3 innings in game number 2 to finish it out. Pitched the first 2 innings here in game number 3, and now Emma back in the circle, and Cambry back out at shortstop. She gets strike number 1 to the 5-hole hitter Aubrey Villa. 5, 6, 7 due at the plate this is Abby Campos. 4, 5, 6 coming to the plate. There's a swing and a miss. That one looked like a strikeout. Don't know. Emma wasn't too excited about that. The Shallow Water fans weren't either. It looked pretty good. Must have been low. So it was 2-2. We'll have another 2-2 pitch on the way. Eight to 5 in favor of the Phillies. They've scored they've scored 4 in each of the first 2 innings. Might need some coffee. I don't know if they have coffee at the concession stand. Now she gets the strikeout. Emma does. And out number 1 here in the 3rd inning.
Now batting number 6, Glover.
This is actually Glover, so Allie Glover at the plate now. 1-1 count, 1 away here in the 3rd inning. Trying to check her swing, and she fouls that one off, so she's upset with herself. Emma pretty sharp coming in to start this 3rd inning. Two and two now, the count. That was ball 2. This is Allie Glover. She singled and came around to score in that 5-run second for Stanton. But a swing and a miss there. for strikeout number 2 for Emma Davis.
Now batting number 12, Ari Vasquez.
One and 0 count. That one was well outside, and Ari Vasquez, the shortstop, she was 1 for 3 in game number 2. She scored twice. And that one catches the outside corner for strike 1 to even the count. Got a piece of that one, but it's 1 and 2. Emma pitched the first 3 1/3 of game number 2. A 1-2 count now on Ari Vasquez, but she gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, 2 of those earned, 2 walks and a strikeout in game number 2. That one was high, and Vasquez didn't chase. So a 2 and 2 count, 2 away. And she strikes her out, strikes out the side. Emma Davis back in the circle to start the 3rd inning. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Phillies, another 0 on the board. They'll lead 8-5 going to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Shallow Water Sports Network. All right, welcome back. I'm getting some feedback here as we're in Lamesa. Obstruction was the call at first base, and that's why Stanton was awarded second base, and then they were able to score the 5th run, not an out. So obstruction called at first base. So I appreciate the help at home. When there's so much going on, you don't see everything that's going on in the fields. They went on quickly, and I knew Coach Rodriguez didn't argue very much. I just thought, how in the world? I just saw time being called over here at third base, and that's kind of where my attention was. But apparently the call was obstruction at first. And so that's what happened in the top of the 2nd inning when Stanton scored 5. This is Brindley Currington, top of the order. She fouls one back just over the screen into the stands behind home plate. And she's down in the count 0-2. Brindley doubled to start this game for the Phillies in the bottom of the 1st, and then came around to score. She popped up to first base to end the 1st inning. So she batted around. She was the 10th batter for the Phillies in the 1st. Here in the 3rd, down 0-2. And she drives that one into right field. Nice piece of hitting, and she just took it the other way. Leadoff single, second leadoff hit for Brindley. Jaden Luna, who reached on air and then came around to score in the 2nd. Jaden was the hot hand last night. She was 2 for 4, or one of the hot hands, I guess. Big home run. This one driven into right center field. That one will get down for a base hit on the warning track. Here comes Brindley. coming around second, and Jaden will go into second. Brindley gets to third. That ball came into second base, and second baseman looked to third at Brindley. If she had turned it around, she might have had a chance to get Jaden. But instead, runners at second and third, nobody out. Now Emma Davis, who doubled and scored in the first, popped up, or grounded out to short, in her last at bat. She pops this one into right field. It's going to drop for a hit. The way she was playing it, I think she fooled everybody into thinking she was going to come catch that. So the runners were tagging instead of getting off of the bag. And that'll just go down as a single. But the base is loaded now for Phoenix Navarre, who has singled in each of her first 2 at-bats and driven in a run in each of her first 2 at-bats. She's also come around to score in the first and second innings. She hits that one to the shortstop. They go home for the force. So out number 1 at the plate.
Now batting number 14, Medina.
Phoenix reaches on fielder's choice. The 6-2 put out, 1 away now. Jordan Medina, who singled and then reached on an error. She's got an RBI, and that one right back up the middle for another hit. They hold Emma at third base, but another RBI single for Jordan Medina. Senior is 2 for 3. Jaden Luna comes in to score. Emma stops at third. Phoenix at second, and now Camry Baker swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. Three hits, 1 across here. The base is loaded for Camry Baker. Swings at one, up and out of the zone for strike 2. Camry singled and then came around to score in the second. Looks at ball 1 there. Fillies 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 across here in the third. A 9-5 lead with 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. This one hit well to third base, but another force out at the plate. That time a 5-2 put out.
Now batting number 7, Lamesa.
So base is still loaded, but now 2 outs. They've gotten 2 at the plate. Some good defense here for Denver City to mow down those runs, and now Kaylee Olivo at the plate. Kaylee's reached on a fielder's choice and was called out in that infield fly in the second inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs, a big moment here. The Phillies could really pile on, where Stanton can try to stay in this game. Liliana Rodriguez has thrown every pitch, has pitched every inning in this 3-game series for Stanton. Still in the circle. That one was high for ball 2. So 2-1 for Kaylee. Emma Davis started game 2, but just went 3 1/3 in the circle for the Phillies, but she is back in the circle. Struck out the side in the last inning. This one popped into right field, and it's trouble. It gets down for a base hit. Play at the plate, not in time. Navarre and Medina both score. And another crooked number for the Phillies. 4 base hits now in the inning. That one falling for Kaylee in the right field.
Now batting number 17, Johnson.
Kaylee is at second following the throw. Cambry goes first to third. Desire Johnson at the plate. She had 2 RBIs An RBI single in the second. That one went all the way back to the screen, but it bounced back. It was a good read from Cambry at third base. That ball came right back to the catcher, and she would have been in trouble at home plate. She stays at third. It's a 2-0 count for Dez. She was 1 for 3 and walked in game number 2, but again, a 2 RBI single in the second inning already in game 3 here. 11-5 in favor of the Phillies. Here, still working in the bottom of the third. Dez waits on it, drives it into right field. She'll have a chance at 2 more RBIs. Olivo comes in to score from second base. 13-5 now in favor of the Phillies. 2 more driven in by Dez Johnson.
Now batting, number 1, Caro.
And Gabby Caro comes back around, the 9th Philly to bat here in the third inning. She was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run in game number 2. Looking for her first hit here in game number 3. Trying to keep the line moving. The Phillies have plated 5. I believe on 5 hits. 5 runs on 5 hits. And a 2-0 count now for Gabby Caro. And we'll go ahead and see a courtesy runner over at first base for Desire. So 2-0 back at the plate here for Gabby. She looks at strike 1 on the outside corner. Foul ball will make it 2-2. That one is right off the end of the bat. She's on top of that one. So 2-2-2 in the bottom of the third. Phillies have already plated 5. Caro trying to turn the order over. She tried to check her swing and she couldn't. So she strikes out to end the inning, but 5 runs on 5 hits and a runner left on base. Phillies lead 13-5 after 3 here in game number 3. We'll be back with the 4th inning right after this here on the Shallow Water Sports Network. Welcome back to Lamesa. 13-5, excuse me, in favor of the Phillies here in game number 3. Emma Davis is back in the circle. Cambry Baker started game number 3 here, pitched the first 2 innings, and Emma came in the third, struck out the side. 8-9-1 due here. First pitch swinging, and a 5-3 put out to Jordan Medina and Natalie Cuevas. So 1 away.
Up to bat, number 14, Almagar.
Alyssa Almagar at the plate now. one away. She had a 2 RBI double in her first at bat of game 3. She drives that one into right field. Dez is right there. She got a chance to throw out at first. She almost did. Sharp hit, line drive into right field. Dez was playing shallow, and Natalie tried to stretch and get it, just couldn't quite. Take a look at that play. She had a chance to get her a long stretch. For Natalie, I think she rolled her ankle trying to stretch out there, so Jeremy Davis and Kayla Rodriguez will come across the diamond and check on Natalie. You can see Natalie shaking her head like she's all right, but I think she just rolled her ankle, really trying to stretch out and get that. Emma trots out into right field and tells Dez, I think she appreciated her trying to get that out, not giving up on that play, trying to get that out at first base. So Natalie will shake it off in a 1-out single for Alyssa Almagar. And now back to the top of the order for Paisley Carby. Carby is the one that I was confused earlier. I appreciate D. Hudson letting us know, like, hey, they called interference on the first baseman. That's why she got second base. So, tip of the hat to D for messaging in. There's another single, back-to-back singles now. Carlo's third hit of this game, or Carby. So runners on first and second, 1 out for Zoe Aguirre. She singled in her first at bat, but then flied out to right field in her second. Runners, a runner in scoring position now with the 1 away here, and that one was in on her hands and she fouled it off. Tough pitch inside from Emma, got in on her hands right there. 0-1 on the way. I guess that one was low for ball 1. Zoe hits that one back up the middle. Emma got a piece of it, slowed it down. Cambry gets the out at first base. Big out number 2. 6-3 put out. Like I said, I think, well, I do know Emma got a piece of that and slowed it down. Runners advance to second and third. They get the out at first base, though, and now Mariah Williams comes to the plate. She's got 2 in scoring position, but 2 outs, and Emma did a great job in game 1 of getting out of trouble. Stanton left a few opportunities on the field with runners in scoring position. 2-0 to Mariah Williams, 3-hole hitter for this Lady Buffs team. That one sharply hit to Cambry, but Cambry in time to first base. They get 2 hits, but they leave 2 on. And it is still 13. Or no, they get 1, so it's 13-5. They put 1 on the board. It's 13-5. Let's take a look at this replay. They're confusing me. I was just about to say 13-5, and for some reason they got 1 on the board out there. Take a look at that replay. Sharply hit. Cambry had plenty of time to get Williams at first. So 13-5 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Welcome back to Lamesa. Brinley Currington is about to lead off another inning for the Phillies. She swings at the first pitch, pops it up into center field. The wind is carrying it towards the left, but a good play from Carby to get out number one. They're messing with me here in Lamesa because they put a run up on the board. Instead of the third out, they put a run up for a minute, so they confused me as I was going to break. I'm looking up like 13, I'm about to say 13-5, but they had 6 on the board, and then they cleared it, fixed it, but they're messing with me here. So 13-5, a quick out as Brinley swung at the first pitch. Luna is down in the count now, and she hits that one to short. That one off the mark. Another error, I would say, on the throw.
Now batting number 8, David.
Second time that Jaden has reached on error. She's coming to score. Her last 2 plate appearances, reaches on error there. And now Emma Davis at the plate. So 1 away, runner at first. See if Jaden stays put or if she'll push the issue here. Coach Rodriguez talked about being aggressive, but now an 8-run lead. She doesn't have to think about it now. That one, a pass ball. And Jaden now in scoring position for Emma. Emma has doubled and singled. She's 2 for 3. That one well hit. She almost got Coach Rodriguez over by the dugout. Coach Rodriguez had to jump out of the way. So 2-1 after she fouled off that pitch. Working here in the bottom of the 4th. Turns on that one and drives it well foul. She was way out in front of that one. But she's hit 17 homers on the season. She didn't get one last night. She wasn't too happy about that. She could set the single season Philly record with the next one. She's tied it with 17, and now Jaden trying to advance as that ball just barely got away from Abby Campos at home plate, but the throw was high, and so Jaden gets in. And now at third with less than 2 out, full count here, and they walk Emma. So runners on the corners now for Phoenix Navahar. Phoenix singled in her first 2 at-bats. And then reached on fielder's choice in the 3rd. She's coming around to score every time she's come to the plate. Looks at strike 1 there. She showed bunt. Oh and 1 away in a 13-5 game, bottom of the 4th. Phillies trying to punch their ticket to the regional quarterfinals. Stanton has pushed this series to game 3. The Phillies, though, right now with a nice lead, and starting to feel bad for Liliana Rodriguez in the circle. She has pitched a lot of innings. She's thrown a lot of pitches this weekend. This one a hit up the middle, and it gets by the shortstop. Emma will stop at 3rd. So Jaden comes in to score. Emma stops at 3rd, an RBI single for Phoenix
Now
Navahar.
batting number 14, Medina.
Runners at the corners for Jordan Medina. She scored every time she's come to the plate. She looks at ball 1. Emma might have helped that be a base hit. I think the shortstop had a play, but Emma kind of danced around, got in the way, made sure that ball got into center field, and now a 1-0 count for Jordan. Jordan was 0 for 3 in game 2, and they're going to give second base again on indifference. And now 2 in scoring position for Jordan. She was 0 for 3 in game 2 with a walk. 2 for 3 here, and she reached on error. She's been on every time. She's scored every time. Fouls that one away to make it 2-1. But Liliana Rodriguez, like I said, she is battling still. She has pitched every inning, thrown every pitch for the Stanton team, trying to carry them to the regional quarterfinals. 14-5 now in favor of the Fillies, and Jordan pops this one back again. It'll be 2-2 after that one. That one makes it a full count. Medina looking for her 3rd hit of the night. Slaps that one to the right side. It will bring in a run. It's the 2nd out of the night, or of the inning. But it does play Emma Davis from 3rd.
Now batting number 4, Baker.
Cambry Baker now at the plate, down to the count, 0-1. Looks at ball 1 to even the count. Cambry has come in to score twice. She singled twice. Everybody producing so far for the Fillies at the plate in game number 3. (15-5) now. They've got 2 runs on 1 hit and error. Runners, or a runner at 3rd base for Cambry, but she strikes out for out number 3. So 2 runs on 1 hit and error. They do leave 1. It's now 15-6 in favor of the Fillies as we head to the 5th inning. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with more Phillies softball here on the Shallow Water Sports Network. Welcome back to Joe Spikes Field here in Lamesa. It's game number 3 of this best of 3 series between Shallow Water and Stanton. We're moving in to the 5th inning now. It's 15-5. Emma Davis back in the circle. Phillies have put up a crooked number at the plate every time they've come to the plate. 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 5 in the third, 2 in the fourth.
Now batting
Again, we are now into the 5th inning. Ball 1 to Abby Campos, the opposing catcher. Looking for her first hit here in game 3, but she was 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs, 2 runs and walked twice in game number 2. Big 14-9 win in game number 2 for Stanton. This one, a chopper to Natalie at first, and out number 1, the 3 unassisted put out. And now Aubrey Villa will come to the plate. Via, the 5-hole hitter for this Stanton team. It looks like maybe somebody else coming to the plate here for Stanton. Via's lifted, and this is
Now batting number 17, Martinez.
Number 17. Taryn Martinez. Strike one on Martinez. That one inside. Maybe could have worn that one if she wanted to, but instead it's just ball one. That one outside for ball two. 2-1 now on Taryn Martinez. Pinch hit here in the top of the 5th, season on the line. Stanton starting to run out of outs as Emma Davis has come in and kind of taking control of this game. 3-1 count now for Martinez. Emma will make her put it in play, and she swings and a miss to make it 3-2. Full count on the way, she spoils it, and we'll have another one. You can hear Emma efforting. She's grunting every time she comes to home plate now. So one away. Emma's thrown a lot of pitches this weekend too, and that one spoiled by Martinez. So another 3-2 pitch on the way. She spoils another one. So another foul ball, and after falling down in the count here, she's fouled off a few 3-2 pitches. Another one on the way, and that one is up for ball 4. So good at bat from Taryn Martinez, and she's on first base. She does her job coming in to pinch hit, draws the walk, and gets on base for Allie Glover. Glover was 2 for 5 in game number 2 with 2 RBIs and a run. She singled and came around to score in the second of game number 3. Struck out in her last plate appearance in the third. Emma didn't like that call. She's trying to calm herself down in the circle. 1-0 here on the way. And that one fouled down the line. So a 1-1 count here on Glover. Zach just turned the light on in the press box. Now everybody's glaring at us from across the way. This one well hit into left field. It gets by Abby Caro in left field and gets all the way to the fence. They're going to send the runner from first base. So Martinez draws a walk and a lengthy at bat. Spoiled several full count pitches from Emma Davis and then scores from first on the single and the E7. And now Ari Vasquez coming to the plate. Strike one. So Stanton has gotten one back here, but the Phillies have a few to play with one out here in the 5th. Cooling off a little bit here in Lamesa. I feel like the wind has picked up some since the start of game 3. Blowing pretty hard. Same direction out of the southeast. So it's blowing from right to left on your TV screen at home. Right field to left field, but It's getting cool outside. You're starting to see blankets in the stands. This, a single right back up the middle. Luna's got it. She gets it into Davis to keep that runner at third base.
Now batting.
So runners at the corners now with one away for Marissa Vasquez. It's 15-6. 1 run on 2 hits and an error so far in this 5th inning for Stanton. This one well hit. Jordan checks the runner, goes to first, records the out. Vasquez will go to second, but they hold Glover at third. Good defense from the Fillies, and now 2 away. Alyssa Almager comes to the plate. She's got 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. This is one that Stanton's got to have if they're going to try to get back into this. 15-6. They have played 1 here in the 5th inning. They put up a 5 spot in the 2nd. Strike called on the outside corner. It's a 1-1 to Almager. That one a little too high to make it 2-1. Almager was 2 for 3 in game number 2 with an RBI, scored a run, also walked. That one she hits through the left side. Gabby gets it in, and they'll just score 1. So Glover comes in from third. Vasquez stops at third.
Now batting number 4.
And Almager at first with that RBI single. Her 3rd RBI of the game, actually. She's 3 for 3. So runners on the corners for the top of the order now. And Paisley Carby, she has singled in her first 3 at-bats. Came around to score in the 2nd. That one hit to Medina. Medina comes home with it, and Currington wasn't able to get that. So I guess she didn't think she had a play on the leadoff hitter there, and Carby was getting down the line. And
now batting number 5, Aguirre.
Zoe Aguirre at the plate now. It's 0-1. So runners at first and second, 2 away. 15-8 now as they've plated 3 here. So far, Stanton has in the top of the 5th. The wind is really picking up here in Lamesa. It's hard to tell at home, but the wind's picking up and it's cooling off. I don't know if we have a storm out to the southeast or not, but something has caused the wind to pick up. And that ball was hit right back at Emma. Emma for out number 3. Well hit ball from Zoe Aguirre. And a nice play for Emma, really just to defend herself. Allowed 3rd out. They get 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors. They leave 2 on base, and it's 15-8. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, we'll take a quick break to eat some Skittles and take a drink, and then we'll be right back. Welcome back here. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. The Phillies coming to the plate. Kaylee Olivo will lead off for the Phillies. 7, 8, 9 due, and that one in on the handle. She fouls it off. The wind has really picked up here in Lamesa. I'm trying to pull the radar up as we speak, but we were looking at the replay of that last run that scored. Some discussion in the stands about whether or not she touched home plate. She didn't step on home plate, but it looks like on the replay as she was getting up, she tapped it with her hand. So, but they're keeping us on our toes here. There are some storms. North of Midland and north of Big Spring, but I don't think that would be causing any kind of outflow here in Lamesa, but the wind has picked up a lot. Kaylee rolls this one through the left side. No chance at a play. Pretty good snag by Ari Vasquez to get to that, showing off her range a little bit, but an infield single for Kaylee Olivo. And the leadoff batter on here for the Phillies. Desire Johnson coming to the plate. Looks at strike one. She has singled and driven in 4 runs in her last 2 at-bats. She drove in 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Now at the plate here in the 5th. Oh, 2 count for Johnson. She reached on error her first plate appearance. That one high for ball 1. Good take for Dez. That one fouled back to the screen. She stays alive. She got her to chase that high pitch there. That one was high. That was over her head. She fouled it off. So still 1 and 2. She's still alive in the box. That one right off the end of the bat goes right back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez goes to first. So Kaylee will advance to second.
Now batting, number 1, Caro.
1-3 put out. Gets the first out of the 5th here. Gabby Caro coming to the plate for the Phillies. Meeting in the circle here. Like I said, Liliana Rodriguez has pitched every pitch for Stanton in this game, or in this series, excuse me. She stays out there. I don't know what the discussion is. Maybe I don't know what the discussion was about. The umpires getting together a little bit too. Just a little pause in the action after that discussion in the circle. And now Gabby rolls one to the third baseman. 5-3 put out there, so 2 away. But Kaylee is at third. And we're back to the top of the order to Brinley Currington, who's had herself a game here in game 3.
Now batting, number 2, Currington.
She was also 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. Scored a walk, 2 in game 2. So she's had a night here in Lamesa here on night number 2. Games 2 and 3 now. She flied out though in her last at bat to center field. Pops that one way up into the air. That could be trouble. It's pushing it towards third base, and it falls. Man, tough play. I feel bad for them out there because the wind is howling out of the southeast. And that was,
Now batting, number 6.
that moved a lot. That was like going out towards the batter's eye, the left side of the batter's eye in center field, and it pushed that one all the way close to third base. There's one fouled back to the screen for Jaden. Jaden has come around to score in her last 3 at-bats. Reached on error a few times. And Brindley will get a courtesy runner. Harper at first base now. Luna down in the count, 0-1. Looks at strike 2. Two strikes, 2 away. And they ring her up on the outside corner. Third strikeout of the night. So we will be back for the top of the 6th inning right after this. The Phillies leading 16-8. More Phillies softball here on the Shallow Sports Network. Welcome back to Lamesa, 16-8 in favor of the Phillies as we head to the 6th inning. The Phillies 3 outs away from advancing to the regional quarterfinals. A wild game 3. The weather is starting to get ugly here. The wind's picked up quite a bit. 3, 4, 5 due here in the 6th for Stanton. Anna Davis gets a called first strike to Mariah Williams. That one hit up the middle. Cambry's got a chance. Nice play for the 6-3 putout. That was a slow roller. She had to hurry and got it in front of second base. See, in time to Natalie. So now Abby Campos, she pokes at that one, and the wind will push that one out of play. So we're 5 outs away now from the Phillies advancing to the regional quarterfinals. And 1 on the way to Campos. It's outside. Brindley did a good job trying to frame that. And if we seem a little distracted, it's because our one of our cameras ran out of juice. Batteries, we've run through some batteries here in Lamesa tonight. So we're down to 1 camera. Strike called there to make it 1 and 2. Abby Campos didn't like that one very much. She's still shaking her head, getting into the box. Two and 2. The intensity has picked up a little bit in the stands and on the field as we've gotten deeper into the night here. Season on the line for both these teams. And the late strike 3 call for out number 2. 4th strikeout now. For Emma Davis. Two away in the 6th. This one lined through the left side, or snagged by Baker and thrown out at first base. What a play for Natalie Cuevas. Cambry Baker with a stab in the hole on the left side, and then a great throw over to Natalie. Natalie might have twisted her ankle again at first base, but you look at that replay, what a play. First of all, I'm counting that as a hit, so that's my bad, Cambry, my apologies. Stabs it, stands up, makes a great throw over to first, and Natalie with the stretch to get it. Rolled her ankle, looks like she's still trying to get up and walk it off over there. But a big time 3rd out and a huge 6-3 put out to end the 6th inning for Stanton. Just the second 1-2-3 inning of this game. Emma Davis has worked both of them in the 3rd and in the 6th. Cambry Baker and Natalie Cuevas combining for a big play there. And we might have to replace Natalie at first base. But the Phillies now 3 outs away from moving on to the regional quarterfinals. And they might be, if they can score a couple of runs here, they might not need 3 more outs. 16-8 as it stands. And we will have a new pitcher. So I've said several times that Liliana Rodriguez has thrown every pitch for Stanton. And she is finally going to get some relief here. What an effort from Liliana Rodriguez. Trying to get a number here. Number 18, so let's see, number 18 is Peyton Moore. So Peyton Moore on the pitch. In relief of Liliana Rodriguez, but Rodriguez pitched 13 innings through the first 2 games. 5 here in game 3. I don't know how many pitches she threw tonight. I know she threw 180 going back to look at it in game 1. But 18 innings of work for her. And now Moore in the circle for Stanton, and that's strike 1 to Emma Davis. 3, 4, 5 at the plate here for the Phillies in the bottom of the 6th. Gutsy effort from Emma in the circle. She started game 2. Baker came in to relieve her. Baker started game 3, and now Emma has come in to maybe close out this area round series for the Phillies. Also done plenty of work at the plate this whole series too. He was 4 for 4 in game 1, 2 for 3 in game 2. 2 for 3 here. She golfs that one out into left field for out number 1. Just missed that one. And 1 away. Phoenix Navajar coming to the plate now for the Phillies.
Now batting, number 16, Navajar.
That one Just a bit outside for ball one. You look at Moore, the wind is like blowing her over as she's trying to stand up and deliver the pitches. And that one inside. If you look at her, the last 2 times she's been ready to deliver, she's wavering a little bit. That one smoked into left field by Phoenix. A 1-out single. Phoenix 4 for 5 tonight with that base hit. She scored 3 runs. She's driven in 3. And now Jordan Medina, who's had a big game 3 as well. 2 for 4, a couple RBIs, 3 runs scored. And that one gets away from the catcher. Phoenix out to second on the pass ball. Phillies trying to finish off a big game 3 win here in Lamesa tonight. That one off the backstop. Phoenix stands up at third. Coach Rodriguez telling her to open up that stride, get to third base a little bit quicker. It's 2-0 for Jordan, and now Phoenix is at third. That time a wild pitch. And that one again behind Jordan, but the catcher's able to grab that one. Good play from Campos behind the plate. Abby had to go a ways to get that one. 3-0 count to Jordan Medina. Philly senior wants to keep her senior campaign going. 4-pitch walk. So runners on the corners as Cambry Baker comes to the plate.
Now batting number 4, Baker.
Mackenzie Rodriguez will go run for Jordan Medina. If Jordan scores at first, the Phillies could 10-run rule this one here in the 6th. Wouldn't need 3 outs in the 7th. There's a bunt laid down and some confusion by the pitcher. Navahar gets under the tag. Cambry was just laying down the bunt. No play at first, and Phoenix came to home plate anyways. The pitcher was standing in front of the circle with the ball, but she didn't go anywhere with it. Phoenix, you take a look at her, she's halfway down the line and just decides, I'm in no man's land, I gotta go. And she got there. A catcher calling for the ball, trying to block the plate, but Phoenix gets there underneath the tag. Nice slow motion replay there from Zach Cole, student producer. We're down to 1 camera here in Lamesa. Our batteries are dying on us. This one's hardwired, so we're good. So now the winning run at second base, or the 10-run rule run, whatever you would call that, the game-ending run at second base in Mackenzie Rodriguez. Rodriguez at second, Cambry at first, but really Cambry's run doesn't matter here in the bottom of the 6th. It's 17-8. And that one comes out of Olivo's hand. Or not Olivo's hand, excuse me. Comes out of Peyton Moore's hand. He slips out. I think she's giggling over there in the circle. 2-2 count. for Kaylee Olivo. That one outside to make it a full count. Kaylee has reached on fielder's choice, singled in her last 2 at-bats and scored twice. And that one, ball 4, so the bases will be loaded. Kenzie Rodriguez now at third, Cambry Baker at second, Olivo at first, and Desire Johnson stepping into the box for the Phillies. They don't even need a hit to score the run. Kenzie scores. She can end this game at 18-8 here in the bottom of the 6th. That one in the dirt. Good job by Abby Campos to get in front of that one. Again, in the right-handed batter's box, Campos jumps over to get it, but it's 2-0. Nowhere to put Dez. If they can't cut this runner down at the plate, the game is over. There's strike 1. 2-1 now for Johnson. Two hits, 4 RBIs for Dez in game 3. That one catches the inside corner for strike 2. It's 2-2. So Moore trying to hang on for Stanton, 17-8 in the bottom of the 6th. Pulls that one down the left field line, and they're going to say fair ball. No, foul ball called by the home plate umpire. Home plate umpire calls it foul. I was looking at third. I was waiting for him to make a signal, but foul ball called. It was well foul, but I was looking at the third base guy to make a call. For a second, I thought maybe he was just ready to go home, and so he was going to let that be a fair ball. This one fouled away, so we'll have another 2-2 from Peyton Moore. Phillies trying to end it here in the bottom of the 6th. Take home a Gold Glove trophy and move on to the next round, the regional quarterfinal round of the playoffs. That one hit right back at the pitcher, but it gets away from her. And that's going to score Kinsey. They get the out at first base, but that is the ball game, 18-8. They get 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Mackenzie Rodriguez scores the winning run, or the clinching run. 18-8, hard earned. The Phillies win game 1, 7-4. Stanton takes game number 2 earlier tonight, 14-9, but the Phillies with an 18-8 win here in game number 3. They will move on to the regional quarterfinals. They'll face the winner of Bushland and Presidio. So as soon as we know those details, we'll let you know where they'll be playing next. But we'll take a quick break. I'll run down on the field, try to get some post-game interviews for you. We'll be right back here on the Shallow Water Sports Network. All right, welcome back to Lamesa and Joe Spikes Field here. The Fillies maybe stayed in Lamesa a little bit longer than you wanted to tonight, but survive and advance. You're moving on to the regional quarterfinals. Just talk about how proud you are of your team to get a 2-1 win in this series.
Super proud of my kids. We knew doing a series would be a little difficult since we really have two pitchers. One's super young, one's our senior. But the girls really wanted to do a series, and like I said, I trust them. And I'm really glad we did a series because we came out a little flat, made some errors that we usually don't make, and it was a good thing, I think, because it gave us some fuel. And so that third game, even though we didn't want to do it, we came out on fire, and things were just clicking, and it just kind of shows a glimpse of what kind of kids I'm coaching. Like, they're not going to back down. They've got true grit, and they just put it all together and came out that third game with a big win.
So what do you say to them after game two? The game two, they battled and came back, tied it within a big inning for Stanton, puts it away, and you got to turn around and play game three. What do you tell them to where they come out on fire like they did in that third game?
I told them that they had the same pitcher, and where we didn't, that we could rest our ace and throw in our backup, and we had a plan, and they needed to trust me. We also talked about the things we did good and things that we did bad. We wanted to hold on to the good, forget about the bad, have short-term memory, and go out and take what was ours. And that's exactly what we did, and I couldn't be prouder.
Congratulations. I feel like we need to get out of here. I think the weather's getting worse, so we'll let y'all get home.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, now Emma Davis, one of our players of the game. It's hard to pick as well as everybody played tonight, but Emma definitely one of them for this whole series. I know you were 4 for 4 in game one. I think you were 2 for 3 in game two. You had 3 or 2 for 4 here in game number 3. Not to mention everything you did in the circle. I know you were battling out. You pitch all of game one, you start game two, come in, finish game 3. Just, are you relieved a little bit to get out of Lamesa and be moving on to the next round?
Yes, sir, very much. It was a very dog fight that we had to go through, but I'm so thankful we had to go through it. It made us mentally stronger and a better team.
Yeah. I don't know if they could tell from home, but kind of tell them at home what this weather was like today, because it was beautiful last night, but today a challenge defensively. You saw anything that went up in the air seemed like it was trouble, but talk about kind of how difficult it was out here tonight.
The wind was difficult. We've faced it in Slayton before, and we let it get the best of us. But today, we told ourselves that we were going to get the best of the wind today. It's not very pretty, but you got to play with what God gives you to play in. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, and tell me a little bit about coming back for game 3, because you guys, I'm sure, hoping to finish it out in 2 and get home a little bit earlier tonight. But you had to play game 3. How are you guys able to reset and put together an 18-8 win like that in game 3?
As you know, Coach Rod is a very Christian lady. She turned on our Jesus music, and we prayed to God, and we told everybody that we're going to let God have it. And that's when we really start to trust each other, is when we really put our faith in God and everything. And that's really what's got us through this season. So we just put all our trust in God, and we all picked each other up.
Well, congratulations on a big win. I know you did the TikTok already. You got probably some more pictures to take over there too.
Yes, all right, thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you next week. Okay, now Brindley Currington. Brindley, wild night. I know you guys probably expected to be home or wanted to be home a little bit earlier tonight. And I've kind of asked everybody the same question, but just talk about the turnaround. You knew Stanton was going to put up a fight in game 2, and they battled back with a big inning and get that one. How are you guys able to reset and come back for game 3?
It was really just knowing that, like, we all can work together. Like, we came in kind of expecting, like, a game like yesterday where we just, like, get through it. And then it was one of those things where it was a fluke, really. Like, we had some errors. We did some stuff that wasn't right. And then we had to collect ourselves. Like, at the end of that first game today, we went over there and we all were like, okay, well, we got it out of the way. Now let's go get it and do what we know what we can do.
You had a big night at the plate tonight in both games. Game number 2, I think 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, a walk. You had at least 3 hits I can see here in this game tonight. What was working for you tonight to be able to be so productive at the plate?
Honestly, knowing my worth in the Lord, like telling myself that He's my strength, and knowing that my team is behind me and that I need to do whatever I can to support them.
Congratulations on a big win. Really happy for you guys. I know y'all got pictures to take and people to hug over there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thanks. We'll see you next week. And now, Natalie Cuevas limping over here, but joining us for a post-game interview. Natalie, talk about, first of all, a couple of huge plays over there at first base, but a big one there in the top of the 6th to send you guys to the bottom of the 6th, a chance to, get that 10-run rule, I guess, in the bottom of the 6th. But tell me about that play and what the issue was over there at first base.
So I just stretched and my hip's going out. I'm just getting old.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, I stretched to the ball, had my toe barely on the bag, and I just got the out. I don't really know.
Well, a gutsy performance for you guys, and a gutsy performance for Emma, Camry, both kind of battling in the circle tonight. It was nasty out here, and I don't know if everybody at home can really appreciate how windy it was, but talk a little bit about how difficult it was out in the fields and how you guys were able to overcome and get a big series win.
Personally, I was nervous. I hate the wind, but I think everybody really showed up. We were really discouraged the second game, and we just have to go out there and play. It's a regular game. We can win it, and we just won it.
Congratulations. Some huge plays at first base for you tonight. I feel like they're going to leave us out here before too long, so we better wrap things up. But thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, so Natalie Cuevas, our third and final player of the game here in Lamesa. 18-8, the final in game number 3. Stanton forced game 3, but the Fillies end up with that area championship, moving on to the regional quarterfinals. Again, they'll take on the winner of Bushland and Presidio. And as soon as we know details about when and where that will be, we will let you know here on the Shallow Water Sports Network. Cannot thank Mia Davidson and Zach Cole enough for the work that they did here in Lamesa tonight and really all weekend, I guess. But for the entire crew here in Lamesa, I'm Nathan Riojas. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you in the regional quarterfinals.